Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo. Jake will be with us in a few minutes. He was actually just on here, but he was having some technical difficulties, so he'll be joining us shortly. But I figured we only have a couple minutes before the actual stream is supposed to start, so I guess we should kind of talk about our expectations. Might not have a lot of time to do it, but let's do our best. God, that music is catchy. By the way, if you're watching this later, this was a live stream where we were following along with Bethesda's 2017 E3 conference. You'll find links to it in the description if you want to kind of sync it up. We'll do our best to kind of tell you what's going on the screen and whatnot, but this is more for the live people. So if you see this later, sorry. There'll also be a timestamp in the description at the end when we kind of talk about the conference overall and our overall impressions of it. So if you just want to skip to that, if you're watching this later, link in the description of the comments. So, oh God, now the timer's counting down 30 seconds until the stream starts. If you guys watched our Microsoft one earlier, you'll know how this works. Jake and I are going to probably remain quiet during some bits, which is why it's a companion video, because people will be saying and showing stuff, and we'll add commentary and just discuss stuff. So if you guys have any questions, comments, hey, Jake's here. Cool.
It worked. Yes. It worked for me.
And 7 seconds, 5, 4, until the thing starts. Jake, if you need a link, it's in the description.
All right, did it, man. You kidding me?
Cool. Oh, someone says the audio is weird. Might be
for me. Nope, both Yeti. We good, man.
Okay. So anyone out there, let me know if my audio gets any better or worse. Sometimes it's just a streaming quality thing, but
is yours on your thing?
I'll check. Show's already going, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on the right one.
Was that the quest designer for Bethesda? We know who to blame.
I'll try and work on my audio, everyone. Let me know if it improves, but it might just be a thing that has to kind of work itself out. That happens in the mic sometimes. Sorry. They did this last year too. Bethesda's conference last year was their first conference. They did sort of a Meet the Developers thing, and now they're clearly doing a Meet the Developers Kids thing.
You're telling me this isn't a photorealistic game that I can play?
What do you say, sir?
You're telling me this isn't a photorealistic game I can play?
Yeah, no, it is not. But I was just going to say, I do kind of appreciate stuff like this. Sometimes it can be cringy, but as far as Bethesda goes, this video seems fairly genuine.
Yeah, I think
cringy, but
instead of this though, next year I just want a biopic about Todd Howard.
When he was a child, he had a confrontation with a mountain that wouldn't let him climb it. Since that day, he's been on a revenge quest.
He's always wanted to name a baby, but has never been allowed.
Someone's saying the audio is better. Good. Sorry about that, everyone, if that happens again. It's just a streaming thing. It's unpredictable. Since they're just doing a little video right now, by the way, and I'm talking about my predictions, I don't think we'll get any Elder Scrolls news. I think we'll get some Fallout VR stuff for the PC. I think we'll get...
Well, we might get some Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, maybe, but I don't mean like a main one in the series.
Best.
Right. We might, well, to get some Wolfenstein, probably stuff. There's a new Wolfenstein, probably some updates and DLC for Prey that just came out. Something about Doom, I guess. I don't know how that's been or how it was received. I don't play Doom.
People like Doom, but I don't know how much staying power it actually has.
Sure. And then there's rumors of a new space IP they're working on that's some sort of space theme. So that'll be cool. I'd love to see them tackle something along the lines of a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls, but like in space. I think that would be very neat. But I don't know. After Fallout 4, I'm not super confident. So we'll see what they do today. Oh, and Dishonored 2 stuff will probably...
Right. Refreshing.
There's a fun little graphic they got.
I like animated ketchup or whatever that is.
I think it's supposed to be a Nuka-Cola, like from their Nuka World DLC for Fallout 4.
Oh, Todd.
That's not Todd.
No, I know. I'm waiting.
No.
This is the other guy who's not Todd. Imposter.
Yeah, I remember him from last year. I'm wondering what their big thing is going to be this year, because last year they had Fallout. That was huge. That was why they did one. I wonder if a new IP is going to be a big deal for them.
It's probably some shitty mobile game that I'm going to be mad.
I don't like this guy as much as I don't have anything against this guy, but Todd Howard, well, he's full of shit a lot of the time. He, at the very least, as a presenter, he's like really competent. He seems like a down-to-earth guy. I don't know if he is, but if he's not, he's a good actor at pretending to be.
He seems excited about what they do, which is why I like him. And also he says the most hyperbolic, untrue shit, and I love that.
He's like a little mini Peter Molyneux to me, and that's why I'm okay with it, because it's not as big, but it's cute when he says...
I'm just waiting for the meme this year, you know?
Yeah, last year it was the baby. I got Skyrim Special Edition. It was actually pretty good, by the way. Yeah, don't get me started, by the way, on Sony's mod policy for those games as opposed to Microsoft's. Jesus, Sony. Yep, Fallout VR. They're going to talk about it.
Which is cool. I just wish you could RPG it a little bit more, you know?
The DLCs were better for that, by the way. I told you, Nuka World and Far Harbor had better RPG element. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe one of these... Skyrim might be one of them, actually. That'd be kind of neat. Star Effect. That's funny. I doubt either of these will be for PlayStation VR, which is unfortunate for me. Because they look too nice to play on PlayStation VR.
Just Prey?
I haven't played
Doom.
Oh, maybe this is their new space IP. Maybe it is a VR-centric IP.
Oh,
that was rumored. Yeah, that's probably what this is. A brand new IP for VR. Oh, no. Is this Doom? There's got to be Doom. I don't care about Doom.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is. Yeah, no offense.
It didn't look like Doom at first.
If I could understand how this is a big deal if you're into Doom, though, I'm not a big fan of straight-up first-person shooters. I need at least some RPG element, like Far Cry is my minimum in a shooting game. Like, it needs to be somewhat open and have some items and different stuff.
VFR.
Yeah.
And
then, yeah, Fallout. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the Pit Boy's on your arm. That's smart. Of course.
But it doesn't show up like as a hand. It just shows up as a...
that's a little weird, but... yeah, you don't see the hands. Weird.
What?
You don't see the hands. You just see stuff float.
No, I heard you. I'm just... What? Okay.
That'd make decorating a lot easier in the customization, which is a big problem I had with the settlement customization. It's hard to position stuff sometimes. Oh, reloading too. Nice.
Spoilers if you kids haven't played any of this.
All right, that looks fun. I'm kind of upset. I mean, I don't have a powerful enough PC to play that, nor do I have the Vive or anything else. So. These little animated interspersed things are the most Bethesda way they could have gone between topics, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, here's ESO. Look at that bear. You can climb that bear. Do they have a bear sex simulator in VR? Not that I'd buy that.
Anyone on here actually play Elder Scrolls Online? But no, this has been known. The Morrowind thing's been known for quite a while. Oh God, what is with E3? And Bethesda was actually pretty good last year about not being cringy. I'm just going to talk over Elder Scrolls Online because I don't care. Including these internet personalities and YouTubers in their conferences is the cringiest shit ever most of the time. Like, I can't say, I guess, if we were more popular and we were invited, I can't say I would say no. But isn't that on the developer to know you shouldn't do it? I mean,
yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm assuming some of these personalities, for instance, are on YouTube and popular and maybe, like, I don't know, swear sometimes. Maybe say things that aren't, like, corporate talking point appropriate. It's just bad. By the way, anyone play Elder Scrolls Online? Is it any good? How's the community? Is it big at this point? Has it grown or has it shrunk? What's going on with it? Because I honestly have no idea. I know it was pretty lukewarm when it came out, but I know they also did a bunch of tweaks and changes since the...
I'm hearing a lot of meh about it. That's how most MMOs are, though. Like, basically, you got to be hooked in to the loot grind for it to really make anything... I don't know.
Someone asked in the comments, is necrophilia sexual assault or vandalism? That's like asking, is stealing a car theft or grand theft auto? Like, it's one's both? A category under the other. They're both. Jeez.
Wait. Is vandalism somewhere under the umbrella of sexual assault? What?
No, but necrophilia. Wait, did they not say necrophilia? I'm sorry. I'm half paying attention to the comments and half paying attention to the stream. And I got all caught up in your crime discussion. God damn it, comments. All right, is Elder Scrolls Online done yet? Good? Okay.
No.
Fuck me.
There it goes. Very cool.
Thomas Train Skyrim mod reference. That's good. Good for them.
I don't know if you should brag about that. You needed them. Like, every one of them. Even the ones that changed Dovahkiin to, like, Danger Zone.
You cut out totally. I only heard the end of that. I don't know if they did.
I don't think you should brag about the fact that you needed that many mods to make your games fun.
Oh, yeah. Bethesda games, at least the ones like not just published but developed by them, are buggy messes that need mods to be fun.
Especially like the first year.
Yeah. Look at all this game content we didn't pay people to make. You know they think of that. You know the conversation comes up. How much resources should we devote to outfits and weapons? Oh, the bare minimum because people are going to mod it in. It's ridiculous. I like Bethesda for a lot of reasons. Their laziness as far as mods are concerned and using mods to fix their games for them is not one of the reasons I like them.
But that's why they let the mod community have all their shit right away.
Yep. Are they not going to have little cringy talking points between each of these and just have this animation? Because I am so on board for this style of E3 presentation.
Yeah, unless there's no Todd Howard.
He'll come out at some point and talk about something, I'm sure, even if it's just at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they only have an hour. Devolver's up right after them. Good talk. What is this? Is this a card game? It is. Nailed it. You excited for a card game, buddy?
Not particularly, although some people in the comments are saying that what was just said about the whole Creation Club thing implies they're trying paid mods again. If they tried that again, the same thing would happen as last time. They'd get shit all over because that's pretty much the dumbest fucking idea. Now, don't get me wrong, mods are hard to do, and I totally am for donate buttons and Patreons and every way of supporting mod creators. But putting shit like that behind a paywall when there's no expectation of quality control is absurd, and no one should be trying to do it. That's a terrible practice that would...
Also,
it's self-defeating.
Does Bethesda get a cut?
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Does Bethesda get a cut of that kind of shit?
Yeah, like when it happened on Steam.
Yeah, no. Are you there, buddy? Am I there, buddy? I just had a giant thunder come across. Oh, okay.
I recognize Bethesda provides them with the tools and the assets, but the person clearly put work into it, and you were going to have those assets for your game anyway. And you're depending on those people for a lot of your content to make your games run. So fuck you, Bethesda, if you try and do paid mods again.
What about paid card game mods?
I don't care about card games at all. If you guys like card games, that's great. Good for you guys.
Was Gwent free?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's like one card game I actually really enjoy playing in game.
Yeah.
Because you haven't played it yet, but because you're trash. Gwent from Witcher is great. Richer? That'd be a boring game. You just deny bank loans.
I find it interesting how cutting out a lot, by the way. I don't know if it's your internet or what.
There's a storm.
But
there's a storm. Can you hear me? You can't? Good. Great.
You're cutting out a ton, by the way. You might want to go reset.
There's a storm!
Okay.
There's a storm! A storm in the sky. Can you hear me, Hugo?
Now I can, barely.
Yay! That's big storm.
All right. So
you get to talk.
Yeah, Skyrim on the Switch. We've talked about on the channel a couple times before how we both have Switches now, and we both like them a lot. I was pretty scoffy at the idea of buying Skyrim again. I still don't necessarily think I will, but if it gets cheaper someday, maybe. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Legend of Zelda Skyrim stuff? That's kind of funny.
I'm not doing that. I don't want to buy Skyrim again. I'm not doing it. I refuse. Why is there a storm, Hugo?
Now, I think they're showing. They're definitely showing the motion controls for people like you, Jake, who are saying, "Why am I going to buy Skyrim again?" But I don't think the people like you who are saying that are enticed by the motion controls.
No.
So it goes down to $20 probably. Dishonored DLC probably. Dishonored 2. Yep.
I'm sorry, a story of revenge in a game of Dishonored? That's just too much for me.
Did you ever end up getting...
Really good, I didn't get 2.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Did you play the second one?
Mm-mm.
It was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say it was like a huge step up from the first one. It was more just like more of the
More the same here?
Same, like one. I was the second one if you like the first one for sure.
Gotcha. Who is this guy?
Which guy?
Is that a normal guy? I haven't played it. I'm wondering if he's special.
No, not that I. Hold on, let me look at him.
Oh no, he's
the
dead
guy
already.
that just got knocked down.
False alarm.
No, I think he's just a normal guy. That I think is Emily fighting them, the princess.
Where'd their shirts go?
Or queen. Sorry. What?
Where'd their shirts go?
I don't know.
Well, you have the answers. Well, that's not a very...
oh, no, this is a new person. Okay.
It's not a very peaceful walkthrough of this mission. I don't know anything about this.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So they're going to try... For those of you who don't play Dishonored, the Outsider is basically the big mystical being that certain people, like the main characters of the games. He's sort of ominous. You don't know that much about him unless you read like the backstory stuff. Interesting if they're going to try and kill him.
I don't know if I'm the one. You broke up there again. You're breaking up too, bud.
I don't know then.
Me either, but there's definitely a storm out here. It shook my house. We doing more Quake? You guys into Quake? I'm not into Quake.
No, me either. I've said before, I'm not a big multiplayer fan, especially strictly competitive shooting multiplayer. Oh, is this going to be a little cringy montage about professional gamers? Don't get me wrong, I'm not degrading professional gamers who do it for a living. I do fucking YouTube for a living. But I don't like the idea of trying to make like pro gamers seem badass because it's not.
Yeah.
It's fun, don't get me wrong, and it's a very cool thing, but it's not badass. You're playing a game that requires skill. It's like saying golf or like chess is badass. It's not. You can enjoy it and it's a lot of fun. But like it's still a sport where you're basically sitting down mostly in the case of
golf
chess.
Is the closest, no. Golf is the closest you can get to slavery right now. Legally.
Get to what right now?
Slavery? Get to have caddies and stuff. They're usually minorities.
What?
You can have caddies.
What are you talking about?
And they don't have blacks in them often. They're very racist and whitey. Do you not know about this about country clubs?
Well, I guess, but
they're super. It's super like white elite. It's the best we can do now.
Okay.
If we wanted to be racist. No,
someone says, again, in the comments, someone says, fuck Bethesda and paid mods. Why must we go through this insanity a second time? We must have been talking over if they definitely said paid mods. And if they are trying paid mods again, similarly to how they tried it on Steam last year or the year before, whenever that was, they're going to get fucked again. Precisely 0% of people are in favor of the way that they implemented it, including people who make mods. So...
The Bethesda higher-ups are sitting there in their little office is darkly lit. Like, do you think our Elder Scrolls card game will dazzle them enough so that they're looking this way and over here? On the other hand, we can paid mods. You didn't do anything. You have to do that with like a launch title that we want to pay for mods with.
Even then, they couldn't.
You'd have to wait for the next. Honestly, they'd have to wait for the next Elder Scrolls and do it with launch, and like not give us a choice.
I still think people would.
I think so too. I'm just saying that's their best shot.
Well, the thing about mods is they're mods. You can't block them. If Bethesda banned, for instance, the Nexus, which is the main place people get mods for it, which is not affiliated with Bethesda, the mod community for their games would die. And as would Bethesda over time. It would take time, but if you remove mods from Bethesda games, done.
Just like why people buy them. Yeah. That's why people buy your DLC, because a lot of mods you need the DLC too.
Ooh, horror game of some sort.
what is this? What's his hair? Why is he Super Saiyan?
He was floating in a void of some sort.
Of course.
Is this an Evil Within sequel? Maybe? I never played Evil Within, so I know nothing about it, but I know that was a horror game they published, so I'm guessing. Someone asked they missed the first 20 minutes. What happened? Doom VR, Fallout VR, both for PC, a card game, Elder Scrolls Online, possibly paid mods again. I think that's it.
And this, where I think you play Mulder.
Mulder? Do you mean the actual guy who played Mulder? Or are you making a joke about how?
No, I mean Mulder. This looks very Muldery. Looks like if X-Files had an end. He looks like Duchovny, though. He's every David Duchovny character. Look. Except he's also Plastic Man. What? Are they trying to Kojima us right now?
I don't know. This is a little... don't get me wrong. Be creative with your games and your trailers. This is starting to cross a line to the point where it's not even being helpful in informing me anything about the game. Like, not even the tone, just bizarre visuals for the sake of it. Okay, now he's in a hallway.
If that's an engine,
it looks good.
Cool, but I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
Bethesda going horror, though, could be fun if they do a good job.
Well, they already did that one. They published the one that I think this is a sequel to, if I'm guessing correctly. If this is Evil Within 2, but again, I don't know. In the comments, someone said, too, wasn't this supposed to be a press conference? There's not much conferencing happening. Yeah, this is bizarre for an E3 press conference. Normally, there's like annoying little talking bits between each one. I actually like this better. We're here for the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear PR people talk. The game and its trailer should speak for itself. If it doesn't, the game isn't a very good game, probably. So I actually appreciate what Bethesda's doing here with the little short animated interludes and trailers. I'm fine with that. At the end, they'll probably have Todd come out and have their big reveal of whatever their big reveal of this is, if they have one.
This is about the halfway mark. I can't tell what this is, though.
Yeah.
That kid's on fire. Okay, is this like a zombie survival horror thing?
I can't tell.
I haven't played Evil Within.
I haven't either, so maybe this makes total sense if you played that. It's possible. By the way, my face is super red right now. I realize that it is hot as balls in this room, and I have to have it closed because there are...
I should have got you some foundation.
Yeah. Evil Within 2, yeah. All right. I heard it. I didn't play it. I heard mixed to positive, if that makes sense. I didn't hear anything outright negative, so it's probably all pretty good, but... I don't know.
I mean, it looks technically impressive. You know,
I think it looks fine. I thought, but honestly, we just got off the Microsoft one, and say what you will about anything about Microsoft, those games, even if they're vertical slices, they did look nice. They look nicer than this, so now I'm kind of spoiled on it. But
I'm just excited for the stuff tomorrow at this point, though.
Yeah.
Sony, specifically. Well, that's okay. Hope you guys are excited about that game. Did you like it? Friday, October 13th. Whoa! We've never seen this before. Are you guys excited for this? Either that or on Halloween. You can't get both.
Is this their and one more thing? Is Todd going to come out or?
And one more. Oh.
Oh, are they going to announce like Fallout New Vegas or something like that? That'd be great. You know what I mean? Like a spin-off?
If they do, we'll fanboy.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll spend fucking an hour talking about what we want out of it if this is what that is.
I like the old
No.
timey movie feel though.
This is strange. I don't know what this is. It's like kind of 50s-ish, like Fallout, but this isn't Fallout.
Right. What'd she say?
Oh yeah, definitely not Fallout.
What's that goddamn thing?
I don't know. Oh, someone says Wolfenstein. This looks like Wolfenstein, they said. Oh, is their big reveal just going to be the next Wolfenstein?
Well, it's only half an hour in. Is it really a big reveal thing?
I don't know. Because that little animation ended with them saying, and we have one more thing, which makes me think this is the last thing, and then Todd's going to come out and talk about it.
It wouldn't be it. Wolfenstein was on their schedule, so. Stupid.
Oh, yeah, Wolfenstein.
I appreciate the aesthetic they're going for, though.
Yeah, it's funny.
Why does a cat have fingers?
I don't know.
A Wolfenstein thing?
It must be. I played the first not the first Wolfenstein, I'm sorry. I played the more recent remake of Wolfenstein, a reboot or whatever. I've said earlier in the stream, I don't do strict first-person shooters, but for one of those, it was very good. I can recognize why people enjoyed it. It's just not for me.
Are these like dramatic games suddenly? I thought they were like
Yeah, I was just gonna say they were kind of set it up as sort of a tongue-in-cheek Fallout jokey thing, but instead
of a comedy game.
Right, it was like, oh, Nazis are in charge, haha. You know, like, isn't this funny? You know, that they're Nazis and obviously bad, but family entertainment by Nazis.
Remember those guys that lost World War II and were also evil?
Oh, someone pointed out the cat was a monkey with a cat head.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm fine with that. No problems here.
Someone asked Hugo, did you like BioShock as far as first-person shooters go? Yes, that's one of the exceptions. I actually enjoyed BioShock quite a bit, but
extremely story-driven is.
I enjoyed
like that.
Infinite for its story, but it wasn't as good of a game as the first BioShock.
None of them have been as good as the first BioShock, though.
That's fair.
Like, the twist made it. So. Yeah. So this is when bullet porn begins, right? I don't understand.
What?
Explain this to me.
What about it? Like the world? It's basically Nazis won, I think, is the...
So are they in America?
I believe so. And it's like sort of...
So current times?
I don't know what kind of punk it would be. It's not steampunk. It's whatever...
Nazi punk.
It's World War II punk, basically. It's an extension...
So, but is it current time?
I don't think it's current, but it's not the 40s anymore either. It's like...
Well, I mean, there's an airship right there.
I know, but it's not like now, I don't think. I believe it's still somewhere in the past, but it's obviously beyond. Because I think the main character fought in World War II against Nazis, and then it looked like he was like in a coma in here, and he woke up and he's older. So, and he's definitely older than he was in the last game. So,
Is it the 70s then?
probably the 70s. Yeah, Diesel Punk. That's correct, actually. Thank you.
Is Diesel Punk when Nazis win?
I've heard that before. Basically, that era extended in the same way steampunk is an extension of that era. Yeah.
So I guess Fallout is sort of that.
No, Fallout's nuclear considered. It's
but
different.
It takes place in the 40s.
No, but
Or
it's
50s
because the technology it focuses on is nuclear energy. Not the point is it takes like harsh metal, gas, oil, World War II, steel. Okay. Does that make sense? I don't know how
to. All these punk clicks.
I know it's they're similar. I get why there's. Someone says, Hugo, you're way too gross to watch on LSD. Earlier, someone was watching the Microsoft stream on mushrooms. Can Same people guy? Only... I don't think it is. And also, you should not take mushrooms and LSD in the same day, by the way.
Not that Hugo would have any experience with that just for legal reasons.
Don't do that. God.
Yeah.
The same person also just said that they don't think Fallout is any sort of punk. I don't know if I would agree with you. I don't think there's like a community around it.
Aesthetic that you can consider.
In the same way that there's like a diesel punk community and a steampunk community, I know there's not like a nuclear punk community, but I think you could define what Fallout does as some sort of nuclear punk, because it extrapolates upon ideas and aesthetics from a certain time period.
Cold War 50s.
Right, and it expands upon them and adds, sci-fi technology. That's all any punk community is taking some sort of
also the punk thing, like the culture of those people have to maintain throughout the ages, right?
Yeah, generally.
Like, because this is still America versus Nazis. And then like steampunk is very like, oh, we are steampunk and we talk with fake British accents.
Dirigibles.
There you go.
We have to go to my rigid airship. Oh yeah, retrofuturism. That's a better word for it. You're right.
I'm fine with that.
That's fine. And they said it's post-apocalyptic. It is post-apocalyptic, but so is Mad Max. But that's also considered like diesel punk. So you can have something be post-apocalyptic and still be another thing.
Right.
I'm not having an argument, by the way.
I am. Fuck you. Coming out hard against whatever you guys are talking about.
It's someone you know, so I don't think you want to have an argument.
Coming out hard against both of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fight you both. Holy shit, there's a lot of... Okay, I must have... All right. My chat's going crazy. And there's no way that this is the actuality of the situation.
What do you say? Sorry, I was reading
comments. I think my chat's catching up to itself.
Oh.
No, it's just going over and over.
Weird.
Okay, all right.
That's funny. Someone even said, listen to the crowd, even they think this was abysmal. I don't know if they thought it was abysmal, but I think a lot of the people in the audience there, because remember, this year E3 was open to the public, not just gaming journalists this year, so anyone could buy a ticket. So I bet a bunch of these people were hoping to get the first look at a Fallout or a spin-off like New Vegas or an Elder Scrolls, and they didn't get it. I didn't expect it, so I was like, whatever, but...
Cyberpunk 2077 right now is what they want. That'd be all right. Do they have the rights to that? I feel like I've heard about that.
I don't know.
I know it's like a D&D style tabletop thing, but thanks for your feedback, Hugo. I appreciate you.
What did you say? So I'm sorry. I'm reading these comments.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, I don't have any opinion on it. I've never heard
They
of
have
it before.
rights to it? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha. Deal.
Oh my god, that is it. Holy crap. All right. Well,
Okay, so I guess let us know how excited you are about Bears.
okay.
Bears?
So, let's seriously, I get it, but let's talk about this. Everyone, of course, ask questions, comments. I know you probably won't have a ton. It wasn't a very jam-packed conference.
Well, tomorrow might be pretty big though, comparatively, because
Yeah, Sony and who else? Is it just Sony tomorrow? I gotta look it up.
Just Sony and then Nintendo's on the next day.
Yeah, so
But they're in like the morning, so we might just do a recap.
maybe. It's well, I think it's like 10 a.m. But if you want to, we can do a recap. Nintendo's is only going to be half an hour long as well, so I don't know if it's even going to be worth getting up for. But anyway, this conference.
Worst of E3. I want to kill myself. Wow. I don't think you should place your future existence on an E3 conference from Bethesda.
Yeah, here's the problem. Last year was Bethesda's first conference ever at E3. They've never had their own conference before, and they announced Fallout 4. Was it last year or the year before? I'm trying to remember now.
Last year they
came back earlier in the year,
and then they talked about like modding community bullshit, and
maybe it was the year before then. I don't know. But
they talked about the success of their mobile game.
Yeah,
they talked about ESO.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like every year now, because their first conference was the big reveal that like Fallout's going to be out in like 4 months, everyone assumes every conference now is going to have a big thing, when obviously that's not the case. But the thing about Bethesda is too, well, they have these key franchises, Fallout and Elder Scrolls, that are such pillars in the gaming community, whatever. And they have others as well. But their other games fall into more niche audiences that don't appeal to the gamers as a whole necessarily. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like Doom, for instance, if you're a shooter fan, that is for you. And it might be the best version of that you can get. I don't know. I've never played it. But what I'm saying is, when you're having a big conference like this, you should probably have at least one game that like 8 out of 10 gamers will say, ooh, I'm excited for that.
Unless what E3 did is like, hey, do you have any games? And they're like, no, not really. And they're like, well, we need you to do the thing.
Maybe. I don't know if they did that, though. But let's see. They talked about the VR stuff, which is interesting, though not particularly relevant to people who can't afford Vive right now, or Oculus, which is most people. Card game, don't care. Again, very, very niche audience. I mean, I know those card games, the electronic card games are a big thing now, and a lot of people are trying to get a piece of that pie, but that's obviously a very specific audience. Elder Scrolls Online, again, that's its own audience. That's not even amongst MMO people is considered like a great MMO. It's a pretty small sliver of the market.
Yeah. I mean, it's got stuff that I've always wanted to do in Elder Scrolls games, like co-op, but if you add like an online co-op aspect to an Elder Scrolls game, I will buy it immediately, even if it's more money. Like,
sure.
I would. Are you kidding me? You and I would have played Skyrim forever.
Probably.
We'd be playing it right now, and this never would have happened. We'd be unemployed in probably your mom's basement because she has a thing for me, and then we'd just be doing nothing. Like, because that's what I want. That's what I want. Like up to 4 players, I think. Like, have a party. That's interesting. I don't want to do an MMO though. I just don't want to do that.
Sure.
I just want to load into one of your places and then have like we can all do quests and shit and go through dungeons and have big battles. Stuff that you can't do alone would be fun.
Yeah, I don't think that's
because they have that Radiant Quest bullshit. It would be fun with people.
I know. I don't think they'll ever do it though. But what else? Wolfenstein, and that's it. I don't know. I think this is going to sound bad. I think this press conference was probably a bad idea for them to do this year, because regardless of whether or not all of these games are great for the audience they are for, and maybe that's the best card game you could possibly get. Maybe these are the best first-person shooters, but maybe they are. But being a marketing team at Bethesda, you have to think about who's watching the conference. And a lot of people who watch these conferences, and a lot of people who play games in general, how do I put this? Have a shitty attitude about video games. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are going to, and if you go over to the live stream that's still going on, obviously they just have a little graphic up, but if you don't know how live streams work on YouTube, it stays up until the streaming stops and no one's watching it anymore. The comments are full of people going, lame, boo, just a ton. And that's the general gaming audience you got to think about, the kind of asshole. And I know that sucks, but it's true. Now there are a ton of people who probably went away from this presentation, including people in our own audience who said, what the fuck was that? And even to an extent, myself and Jake, I think, are probably to an extent saying, well, we weren't interested in most of those. We didn't even have a lot to say, so why did they hold the conference?
Yeah, it's more of like, you could have released this online without the E3 logo attached. Like, you could have released this during the day and been like, hey, check out our E3 press release. We're going to do a half-hour-long video. It'll be online. You can watch it. Here's the time it happens. Later on Twitch, maybe Todd Howard and whoever else is available will sit down and talk to you for a little bit if you were interested. But leaving it until, like, the middle of the night for people, like, we all stayed up for this because of Bethesda.
Yeah.
Like, why are they doing this if there's for no other reason than they have a reason to be here? So
I didn't expect a Fallout and I didn't expect an Elder Scrolls. It's been way too soon for either of those. Even if they were doing a spin-off similar to New Vegas, I wasn't really expecting it. I was kind of expecting that VR IP. I didn't realize it was going to be VR. I just thought it was going to be a different space. Oh, wait, no. Did they even have a new IP that was rumored, that space one? Because that turned out to be Doom VR. I'm trying to think. They showed one for like a second, didn't they?
No. Yeah, it was Doom VR. It was Doom VR.
So there wasn't even that. I guess I thought.
Well, that was based on like kind of shoddy 4chan intel.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. But sometimes that's accurate. It depends. I mean, shit on 4chan all you want. It's a terrible place. But sometimes they are right.
Sure. But every single website I saw that mentioned it said probably not going to happen, but it'd be cool if it did.
Yeah, maybe it was a rumor that started. Someone saw like a brief clip of that Doom VR thing and didn't know the context.
It may have been that. But why would they put up a fake name? I don't know. But that game that was, what was the name of it?
Which one?
Do you remember? The game that didn't happen.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know. I just knew the vague rumors.
It was supposed to be a space game that takes place in the larger Bethesda universe, which I don't know what that entails. I don't know what games are in that because they're all obviously very different. That was the rumor, and that's why I was very skeptical of it because it doesn't make sense.
And you know what? I bet people who bought into that rumor when they started doing the Bethesda Land thing at the beginning of this video were probably like, "Oh, totally," because they were kind of mixing all their IPs and
maybe that's why. Maybe someone just had insight on the graphic.
Anyway, let me look at questions because I don't have a lot to say honestly about.
I guess Evil Within 2 is a pretty big one for them.
That's fair. Here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, guys, I don't think you needed a conference this year. Should have released a video, especially considering it was mostly a video and not actually people on stage talking. You could have released this as a video. It would have been fine. But now you kind of, on top of that, people, I don't know if it's true or not, but now people are rumoring that thing, the Creator Hub or whatever it is going to be paid mods again. Again, I don't think you said the words paid mod, but the fact that people are already spreading that rumor online about you is bad, PR-wise. So
yeah, you don't want to do that. I'm just throwing that out that you don't want that. Well, yeah. Because honestly, people not like us, but people with talent that are like us that like those games are just going to jailbreak it and be like, "Well, here's the way around that."
Yeah, so let's.
Or we won't buy it, and that's really the case.
Sure.
That really is truly the case. Unless you start putting out polished, finished games with lots of free content.
I don't think you need to call it free content. Content we paid for. I don't want to pay for a $60 game and have to wait for other people to fix it.
Well, you know, okay, so I'm thinking like Witcher 3 did a really good job with free content. We're like, hey, here's a mission. Here's some clothing that you can get. Here's some random cards. Here's some just secondary outfits for the tertiary characters and some of the main ones. And I don't know. I thought that was interesting and a really good job. And then, of course, their actual paid content, best DLC ever. Yeah. Easily. So
let's see. What else?
I'm trying to figure out. It seems like people are excited about the Wolfenstein basically only.
Yeah, I get that. That's fine. If you're into Wolfenstein, I understand why that'd be exciting. I'm still stuck on this. Why did you guys have a conference this year? You didn't have anything big enough to have. You know what I mean? Ah, God, whatever.
It must have been a situation where they just like had already promised to like
maybe
do it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You know what?
I was really hoping for like a Elder Scrolls or like an Obsidian.
I'm still trying to read these comments, but there aren't that many questions. Here's one that's totally unrelated because fuck it. If someone sent you a lightly used real doll that was made in your likeness, would you fuck it? Also, do you have an address where you can receive a man-sized crate? No.
Wow, that was a question I ignored last time.
I did too. I noticed it, but we have a lack of questions this episode, so I don't want people to feel like nothing happened. So
we'll at least talk about this. If Bethesda won't titillate you, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So would you fuck your own real doll? Is basically the question.
No.
I don't think I could. No, I know what I look like.
Yeah. Not attractive. Anyway, I think I honestly.
Also, it would help if you were gay. I mean, you could turn yourself around and be like, okay, that's a different dude, but.
Yeah. So, and someone's pointed this out. They could have just dropped all this without having a conference, and people would have been like, "Oh, cool, game news before E3." I agree. All this stuff could have been dropped the week before, and people would have been like, "Oh, cool, E3 stuff. E3 is coming up," and that.
Just in the middle of the day, like I said before, like just while there's a big lull of nothing on. That's fine.
Yeah, the fact that they were like, "Come to our conference," well, you know what I mean. It's the implication of a conference is sort of. We're going to have something big to show that's going to excite everyone, not we're going to have a bunch of tiny things for a bunch of tiny groups.
Don't Obsidian and Bethesda like hate each other now? Yes, but it's a symbiotic relationship that I wish to continue.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame Obsidian if they didn't want to work with Bethesda again.
Yeah,
to be totally honest, I wish they would because
their game got forced right out that tube.
Yeah,
it was like a preemie.
It's so much better than Fallout 3, though, and in a lot of ways, Fallout 4. So I really wish they'd get their hands on that IP again, but whatever. Oh, how do you feel about Dishonored? Was that a new game or DLC or something? It was DLC. I want to say that was Dowd, the assassin from the first DLC from the, or the second DLC from the first Dishonored, just an older version. And he was cool in that. I think it'll be fine. I enjoy Dishonored and Dishonored 2. It's just more of that, so I'm on board. But again, I don't need a conference for that. Just release that trailer on YouTube. I would have been like, oh, cool. I'll probably get that. And someone says, hey, Doom was pretty polished. Yeah, it looked for a VR game. It looks excellent. So does Fallout. It's
you know what I don't like about the VR stuff is that when you're like holding the gun, it's got that shake to it.
Yeah, that'll
like wobbles.
That's just a precision with the sensors thing. That's going to happen now. It'll get fixed over time as the tracking gets more and more precise. But
right,
that's just the camera being like, I can't tell if it's here or like a centimeter to the left. So it just goes back and forth and looks like it's jittery.
Yeah. Did you guys play Prey? I did not. I'm not really into. Again, I'm not into like shooters.
Yeah, I didn't. I heard it got decent enough reviews, but the review embargo they actually had on it worried people, so it didn't get the sales they wanted. I don't know. I'll probably pick it up on sale later, but again, I'm not like... None of these games, as much as many of them looked polished and are probably going to be good, none of the games they announced are games I feel like I need to go out and get the day they come out, or the week they come out, or the month they come out, or even the year they come out. So, again, not sure why they held the conference.
So what do we expect from Sony, Hugo?
Yeah, let's talk about that. When is that tomorrow, by the way? We should probably...
Oh, I know. Well, I have the graphic in our Sony. Very private chat that only you and I are part of because we're friends in real life and not just for the show. It is at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so 7 my time and 9 your time.
Okay, that's not too bad. Doable! So Sony, what do I think they're going to do? They're going to push the PlayStation Pro because the sales of that have underperformed, as they should. The thing is not worth the money.
Also, Ubisoft is tomorrow at 1 Pacific, 2 my time, 4 yours.
We're not doing Ubisoft, are we?
No, I'm just saying. That's for those people.
In case you want to go see...
interested in Ubisoft.
Assassin's Creed stuff, and probably gameplay of that new Far Cry that takes place in Montana. That actually looks quite fun. Did you see the trailer for that? I forgot if I sent that to you. The new Far Cry?
Did.
Okay, interesting location. If you guys don't know, the next Far Cry doesn't take place in like some foreign country like the other ones where you're like fighting, with guerrilla warriors or whatever. It takes place in Montana in a town that's been taken over by a cult. and you are trying to take down the cult.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with that. It's different enough, but it's still same idea.
It's interesting.
You're in a location, and obviously Far Cry, at least since the third one.
I like the people that are upset about it because only brown people can be bad guys.
Are there people who are like that?
Oh yeah, you're painting Christians to be bad. It's like, no, we're painting that specific terrorist group in this video game to be the bad guys in this video game.
Someone should also point out to them, see that 5 on the Far Cry that's next to that? That means we got 4 games before it that weren't about that. So
like, I'm trying to think if any of them had like a white guy was the antagonist. I mean, there was white guys in charge of not white guys.
I don't even understand
right?
Is anyone under the impression that the villain in that game is going to be Christian? I assume it's going to be like a crazy cult because they're a game studio and they're thinking to themselves, we need the biggest audience possible. I assume it's just going to be a made-up religion cult that whoever the villain is made up.
I can't imagine they're going to mention like Jesus.
No, I don't think so.
That would be silly.
Could be. Maybe I'm wrong. That'd be ballsy on their part.
I would actually appreciate the sort of the nuts on that. I don't know. What do we expect from Sony? Sony last year had stuff like God of War. I expect God of War to be in this, release date and I think it's just like a tepid like quarter thing, like in the spring of 2018 or something right now.
Someone mentioned the boss after Voss was white. No, he wasn't. Wasn't that Min from Far Cry 4? It was in India, wasn't it? Wasn't he Indian? Ethnically Indian? I thought he was.
Was he Indian or Chinese?
I thought he was Indian. I could be wrong or whatever.
I can't remember.
Whatever.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the guy in the pink, which was that was Chinese because it was in Tibet, right?
No, wait, was it? Where was that game set?
The guy was Tibet. You're thinking Voss was the guy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The one after Voss and Far Cry 4.
It was Tibet. He was in pink, right?
Yeah.
The purple or whatever. Yeah, I think he was Asian in descent.
Okay. He was Asian, but I don't know what.
I don't know if it was South Asian, which is India, so it doesn't matter.
But anyway,
trying to think what else Sony had. Well, you're probably gonna have some shitty Final Fantasy thing that I don't care about. I don't know. I'm excited because I don't know. I think Kojima, that game is supposed to not be showing up, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. They killed it last year though. It was really, really fantastic.
Someone mentioned Spider-Man. They are showing the Spider-Man game apparently, which I am very excited about. I believe
last year was also Horizon, wasn't it?
Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah.
Yeah, which is a really good game. If you didn't catch the other stream, I raved about it a little bit. It's really, really good.
Let's see. Oh, someone says, no, Hugo, by the boss after Voss. I meant the second boss in Far Cry 3. You know what? I never finished Far Cry 3, actually. I only beat Voss, and then I think I only rented it and took it back. So that might be why.
Anymore.
Yeah, I do sometimes if it's a game I'm interested in, but I know I don't want to spend the full price on.
Sure.
Like I know I'm only going to get like a week's worth of entertainment out of it. But Spider-Man is probably going to, like I said, I'm very excited for that. I think it looks great from what little we've seen in the studio behind it. I forget who it is. It's someone who's really good though. I forget what studio. Is it the studio that did Ratchet and Clank, the newest one?
THQ?
No.
No, they did the old Spider-Man games.
Yeah, it's THQ even. I don't even think they're a thing anymore.
No, that's why I said it with that inflection. I was surprised. That's what popped into my head. Yeah. What's the game called? I'll just type a new Spider-Man game into my Google machine.
I don't know. Someone asks, are we planning on playing Red Dead Redemption 2? Yes, and I'm wondering if they'll show anything at Sony's. I don't think Rockstar's having their own conference this year, surprisingly. So, wait, do they not? They normally don't, actually. They normally, like, it's
Insomniac, by the way. The same people that did, we literally talked about it,
Infamous. Yeah. That's why I was excited about it, because they did Infamous, and I really, really enjoyed.
It's already got a 5-star review. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And Activision, of course, which makes sense.
Anyway,
looks really good though.
Excited. Yeah. I'm hoping they show something Red Dead Redemption related. At
if they show a Rockstar game, I will just splooge all over my.
I'm trying to remember where did they announce, because they didn't have their own conference in the past, so.
Did Rockstar not have a conference for that?
No, Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 4, I know, were at one of the console developers conferences. Because I remember specifically when Grand Theft Auto 4 came out, there was a guy in the industry at the time where every time there was a big game reveal, he'd get a tattoo with a logo, and that's how he would reveal it. And
fuck, I don't know. 2011 was when that was announced.
It was a long time ago. So I remember specifically because of that at the time, he got a tattoo for Grand Theft Auto 4, and I believe it was for either Sony or Microsoft. I don't remember which one.
I don't think it was E3 because, I mean, the official on their website was November 3rd, 2011. So I don't know. Maybe that they just showed the logo, though.
Maybe I'm thinking of something.
An official announcement. I don't know if they... Like, their first gameplay, though, what was that for? Because I don't remember either.
I don't know.
Have at it. I was... Maybe it'll be in the Wikipedia. Research, Jake. I have to know now. It's bugging me.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you ask me questions like this. I just have to know.
Yeah.
Released 2013. Holy shit. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. I think that's it. Questions are slowing down to a trickle. I get it. So I'm sorry if anyone is disappointed by the conference. Not my fault. Tried to entertain you.
Kind of said the conference.
The conference. That would have been.
It wasn't a conference.
Maybe it was. Maybe Todd Howard was behind the scenes the whole time, and
I didn't see one Todd Howard today.
Oh yeah, maybe letting people down is his fetish. Maybe that's the whole. And the mountains weren't doing it anymore, so he's just like standing backstage, and as the conference ended, and there was probably a big "aw" from the audience, he came and went, "Oh, you can come that." Anyway.
The game was first announced by Rockstar Games on the 25th of October 2011. So they announced it. And then a month later, they put it on their website. They released its debut trailer 1 week later. Was that just on the internet? With an official press release acknowledging its setting. It got pushed back. It doesn't say where the stuff was. So I have no idea. No clue what we should look forward to seeing this on. If it does show up tomorrow, that'd be pretty fantastic.
Okay. So everyone show up tomorrow. I bet someone mentioned in the comments also, they're probably going to do Last of Us 2 at Sony's press conference. Probably
Yeah.
They will. I can't imagine they wouldn't. It's like their big exclusive coming out. And what's our thoughts on paid mods? Terrible. We talked about it earlier. Go back if you want to. I think it's a bad idea. Donate to people who make mods. I absolutely hate Bethesda's version of paid mods.
I donated to the guy that did the basically the thing that made Fallout 4 a thing. That whole crafting system in New Vegas. I feel like he had a thing. Was that him?
Who? Wait, what? Sorry.
Yeah,
you were kind of skippy for me, so I didn't hear.
You remember the guy that did the New Vegas mod where it was basically like you could build a base and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he had a donation page, and I did for him. Unless it was the other guy that did like the where they finished the Caesar's Legion.
Yeah, there's another one. There's these two guys that do this mod, and it's called Fallout Who, and it's so great. They do such great work. Yeah. They did Fallout Who Vegas, which obviously New Vegas mod for that. That was great, and I loved that. And now they're just the 1.0, I want to say, of the one for Fallout 4 just came out, which I have to check out.
Which is awesome because fun fact, Hugo would role play as the Doctor.
Oh God, don't
those mods.
Oh, don't tell people that. That's an embarrassing thing, and I got this shit behind me. So,
I thought it was cool. I think it's interesting to try to do that. That's why I like Bethesda games that actually let you be RPG, because you could literally you could just set self limits, like we did the Kenneth thing. That's why people keep wanting us just to do that in Fallout 4. How the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Fallout New Vegas was good at this, in that there were often many ways to finish a quest, some of which didn't involve violence, which made it very fun to roleplay as a character like the Doctor, where you're trying not to kill people. Your companions can maybe do it, but you don't want them to if possible. But Fallout 4, every mission involves killing about 1 million generic bad guys with your guns, and that's the only way to do it. So that's the first Bethesda game I have not done a peaceful the Doctor, or in Elder Scrolls it's something slightly different. I use a high elf who's basically the Doctor, but lore friendly version of that. Sure. So I don't know. Bethesda needs to get this shit together. So hope you all enjoy your night. Hope to see you tomorrow for Sony's. And someone asked if anyone, Jake, are you going to stick around for that other conference that's going to be happening of that indie studio? No, I'm not, because holy shit, this room is so warm. I am burning up. Yeah, I'm sure you can see
Devolver is just an indie developer, and I was gonna if it was me riding the high of Bethesda in that, then fine, but no.
Yeah, oh my god, look at how I'm getting like shiny and red. This is the least attractive
The red shirt
I've been on
and
camera.
red hat is not helping the red.
I know. Anyway, see y'all later, and be funny that we all go to bed during the Devolver press conference. Todd Howard breaks through the stage. Oh my god, the next Elder Scrolls is out right now. Go download it.
Why does he? Did he turn into a walrus? I don't understand what that was.
Yes, you nailed it. Thank you for appreciating my perfect Todd Howard walrus impersonation.